Whether you're quitting drinking, quitting smoking, no matter what habit change you're making in your life, consistency is going to be the key, right? Either way. How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. In any habit change, you have to be consistent about what you're doing. You've got to be consistently doing something or consistently not doing something, right? That's how all habits work. That's how all habits are constructed or are deconstructed, is in the consistency of either doing something or not doing something. When you're quitting drinking, it's sort of difficult to think about it in terms of consistently not doing something, right? It's difficult sort of not to do something, if you know what I mean, to focus on that because of just the nature of not doing something, if you get what I mean. Not doing something it's like, what do you focus on? There's an old study that deals with trying not to think about something, and it basically goes along the lines of, if I say to you, don't think about the pink elephant wearing a tutu doing a ballet dance, it's very difficult not to think about that, right? So the way your mind works is that you actually have to think about it in order to tell your brain what not to think about, right? So it's like a vicious circle. It's a pointless exercise because, obviously you have to think about it. So even when, you're going through this, you've got to say to your brain, well, am I thinking about this pink elephant with wearing a tutu and doing a ballet dance, in order to not think about it? And you have to keep checking the image against not thinking about the image. So it's sort of a similar situation here. In order not to think about something, you've got to think about it, right? In order to not do something, you've got to think about not doing it. So you're much better off focusing your energies on something else, which is why I always say that your best defense is a good offense, right? So you focus your mind on something that you want to bring into your life, while at the same time getting rid of something, right? So you get rid of the alcohol by focusing your mental energies onto bringing in a new habit. Having said that, it's important to try and keep your focus down to one thing in the beginning. Now, that one thing might be quitting drinking alcohol, right? So this is why I say focus on not getting rid of something, but on bringing something in, so you can focus on all your attention on, let's say, nutrition, on giving your body the fuel that it needs. And this is an important one at the beginning, because your body's going through all these processes all the time, right? When you're drinking, your body is going to be in reparation mode, right? All the time, because it's trying to get rid of the alcohol. Now, your body can only process 1 unit of alcohol per hour. So what does it do with the rest of, everything else that needs to go on? Has to do a certain amount of that. Has to go through a certain amount of cleansing and detoxification to keep you alive. It has to go through the digestive processes. It has to, you have to walk, and it has to convert the food that you're eating into energy, and has to go through all these other things. But if I used to drink a lot, 1 unit an hour is basically a half a pint. So if I drank 10 pints, that's 20 hours of dealing with that toxin, right? A lot of the times I would drink more than 10 pints, right? I wasn't drinking 10 pints a night. Maybe it was six cans of beer every night, or maybe a bottle and a half of wine, and sometimes I'd have the odd night off. But in general, my body was going through a process of just dealing with this all the time, for the majority of the time anyway. And while it's doing that, this is unnatural. Your body doesn't do this you know, in the natural world, when you eat food, there's a certain amount of alcohol going to be generated as part of the digestive processes, and 1 unit of alcohol per hour is more than enough to deal with any meal, right? And to deal with any of the alcohol that's produced in your colon, or you know, your digestive tract in general. So your body is more than capable of doing that and carrying on dealing with the rest of what it needs to deal with, you know. But when your body is dealing with this amount of toxin, right, there's going to be a shortfall elsewhere. So there's going to be things that your body cannot deal with, right? So when you stop drinking, your body is going to be all of a sudden, it won't be, there's no more toxin going in. So all of a sudden your body's going to be like, you know, is there any more going in? Is this going to continue? Seen this before. So it puts a little bit maybe on the back heel and doesn't commit everything to recovering right in the beginning. But I think in general, once your body does stop, you know, once your body gets through, you know, once it knows that there's going to be no more toxins coming into your body, I think your body is going to go into immediate recovery mode, in the sense of that it's going to start dealing with the toxins that are already in there, getting rid of those, and then start to go into reparation mode. So dealing with repairing what it needs to repair before it can go back into normal mode, right? So your normal mode is what you were before you started drinking, you know, just basically dealing with normal day-to-day functions. And you can really help your body in the beginning by feeding it good nutrition, right? Giving it the energy that it needs to do it, giving it the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals that it needs to, I mean, these are all the building blocks of your body's recuperation. So when your body has to, let's take your kidneys for instance, right, or your liver. Let's say your body has got to build back up certain parts of your liver. That is all coming from the food that you're eating, right? So the majority of it is coming from the food that you're eating. So the better food that you can eat, the quicker this process is going to happen. The more complex this process is able to happen, and you know, at the end of the day, the better results that you're going to get. So if you're going to do one thing in the beginning, I would suggest that you concentrate changing your nutrition and trying to get as many fruits and vegetables, whole grains, as many good nutrients into you as possible, because as I say, this is going to really help. So, but the point is that you just do one at a time. So don't try and maximize the nutrition that's coming into your body and maximize your exercise levels, right? You know, this is taking on too much. You know, don't try and quit drinking and quit smoking at the same time. It's taking on too much, you know. Leave at least 30 days between attempting something new, because after 30 days, it's enough time for your system to get used to it. It's enough time for your mind to get used to it, and to, you know, every thing that you take on requires a new routine. It requires a new habit to be formed. Now, you're not going to form a new habit after 30 days, but you'll get enough routines established after 30 days in order to carry you through. So one of the ways that you can build a second habit onto a first is by a process called, I've heard it called habit stacking or habit building, where you basically put one habit, you use one habit to fire off another habit. So if you want to go out running in the morning, if you want to drink water, which is a really simple one, it's one that I use myself. You want to drink water in the morning, and you want to make sure that you drink it every morning. You stack that habit onto a habit that you're already doing. So you already get up in the morning and you brush your teeth, you go into the bathroom, you use the bathroom, you brush your teeth, etc., etc. So leave your water bottle or jar, glass, whatever it is, beside the sink in the morning, and it reminds you to drink that water down, and it's done. And eventually you'll get into a routine of doing that, and it will automatically come. You know, as soon as you brush your teeth, you feel like you need to have water, so on and so forth, right? But as I say, you've got to consistently do the same thing over and over again. To build a habit, you've got to consistently do it. You've got to have two things, which is consistency and persistence. So persistency and consistency. Persistency is that doggedness, you know, where you are completely determined that you're going to do this no matter what happens, right? And consistency is that you do it every single day. You do it at a certain amount of times, a certain time of the day, and you follow through by doing the same thing. You know, if you switch around and you start doing one thing and then, you know, so long as it's very similar, I mean, you can learn from an experience, make a mistake, and then build on that, and you can consistently do it that way. But it is consistency and persistency. This is what's going to build a habit. And if you keep doing something, you will get the habit, you will establish a new habit. And by establishing one habit, you know, it's the same way as the other way around. You persistently and consistently don't do something, right? So you're dogged about it. No matter what happens, you're not going to put alcohol into your mouth. And you're going to consistently do this. And the more consistency you have, the quicker and more concrete the determination will be in the long run. You know, the quicker your habit will disappear from your life, and it's as simple as that. You have to put up with the discomfort, persistently put up with it, consistently put up with it, and eventually that consistency and persistency will pay off. The discomfort will grow less and less as the days go on, and eventually you won't even think about it anymore. You know, you'll have a thought. I mean, if I said to you in the beginning that all it is thinking about alcohol and having the odd thought about it, and you just put the thought aside, you take that. Well, that happens very quickly, you know, 30 days. And you've no more real thoughts coming. You have no more real cravings or anything like that, you know. You get the odd craving, and as I say, you get the odd thought. The thought is going to depend, whether that thought turns into a craving or how deeply that thought affects you will depend on you. How much you dwell on it, how much credence you give to the thought itself, whether you think, oh well, the thought is me turning into an alcoholic, or whether, you know, it's what you draw from the thought, what you perceive from the thought. If you think to yourself, well, this is only a thought, I can brush the thought aside. Everyone gets these thoughts, no matter how strong they are, no matter how long they're off the alcohol, everybody still gets these thoughts about alcohol every so often. It's a habit memory coming back up and showing its arse to you, and that's basically what you have to do back. Give it a mooner, you know. So look, you have to build this through consistency. You have to build this through just not doing something over and over again, or building a habit by doing something over and over again. Persistency plus hard work plus consistency brings success. I'll say that again without getting tongue-tied. Persistency plus hard work plus consistency equals success. Till next time, if you have any questions, any comments, leave them below. Come over to the website, sign up for the newsletter. We're going to try and do something on the newsletter, which is, at the moment, there's a video going out every day, plus an email going out every day. Now, I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know how to do this yet, but I will get it figured. By the time you look at this video, maybe I've got it sussed. But it's whether you want a daily email. Some people just want that daily reminder, that daily video into their inbox, and that's fair enough. That's already established. So if you sign up for the newsletter as is, that's what you're going to get, a daily email into your inbox with a different video, and the video is going to depend on when you signed up. So basically, you'll start with day one. This is whatever day it is today. It's definitely over 100 at this stage. So, but you're going to start off at day one. But there's also going to be an option of signing up and getting one email a week with the 7 videos listed out, with all the links listed out on it. So you'll just get the one video or the one email instead of 7. If you like this video, then give us a thumbs up, share the video, As I say, leave a comment, and until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards. Take care.